Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will get daily, weekly, monthly content on regular basis. Use the code Vikas10 and get 10% additional discount while purchasing the course. Also, students, follow us on Telegram and Instagram. The link for the same are mentioned in our description. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description below. Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the 4th week of the October month. Session will be quite interesting and important, students, so stay tuned with us till the end. Also students, do watch our videos on regular basis, be it your daily current affairs, weekly current affairs, monthly current affairs, or your topic wise videos. These videos are quite beneficial for revision purpose, and these daily current affairs in this will make sure to give you the right concept, right news that is happening on daily basis. Here we cover national affairs, international affairs, your related sports, banking news, economy and finance, MOUs, indexes, obituary, important days. All of these newses, all of these topics are covered in this daily current affairs video that we upload on daily basis. The content provided here is in a very refined way, so it will help you in your preparation. Also students, if you are new here, I want you all to hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to us if you are new to our channel. This will give me motivation to make better content for you in the long run. Now let's start with the main content. First question is, which state leads in the number of the self-help groups and the women households mobilization under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission as of June? So the state that is leading here is Bihar. Take a note of this. So we can say the state with the maximum number of self-help groups, it is Bihar. Right, this is important. Bihar is followed by UP, then it is followed by Andhra Pradesh. Very important. If we talk about Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission, when was this launched? It was launched in 2010, and earlier the name of this was Swarn Jayanti Gramin Swajgar Yojana. Then in 2016 it was later renamed to Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. Moving on, the Defence Acquisition Council approved capital acquisition proposals worth about how much amount to boost armed force capabilities in the October month. So what is the amount of projects, right? What is the total cost of those projects that has been approved by DAC? It is 79,000 crore rupees, right? Union Minister Rajnath Singh, who is the defense minister, has approved this approval, and these new procurements manual will be effective from 1st of November 2025 onwards. Very important, students, take a note of this. Apart from this, Rajnath Singh has also inaugurated Shaurya 1. Shaurya 1. Right, this is a unique botanical garden. Where is it located, this Shaurya 1? This is in Jaisalmer. Jaisalmer is in Rajasthan. So location is important for this Shaurya 1 that you need to remember. And this was basically an question can be asked about whether Shaurya 1 or can be asked regarding the location. Next, identify the private sector bank that signed an MOU with the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade in October to boost financial and non-financial support for the startups. So which is that private sector bank? It is Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited, right? They have signed this MOU, correct? And it is to enhance financial and non-financial support for the startups. Very important. Apart from this, Primus Partners India. With them also an MOU has been signed, and it is to strengthen the India's ecosystem, right? Startup ecosystem, to boost India's startup ecosystem. Next, find out the new toll-free helpline number launched by the Ministry of Women and Child Development in October to be effective from 1st of November for beneficiaries of the Poshan Abhiyan and Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, replacing the earlier number, that is 14408. So this helpline number will be replaced by 1515, and this helpline number, it will be containing all the initiatives or various services under this particular number, and it will be coming into play from 1st of November 2025. Next is, in October, which union ministry has signed an MOU with 17 institutions across India to accelerate the conservation and digitization of India's manuscript heritage under Gyan Bharatam mission? So which union ministry is it we are talking about? It is Ministry of Culture. right? Take a note of this. If we talk about this Gyan Bharatam portal or this mission, it was launched in September 2025. It was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this is the during this only remember the first ever Gyan Bharatam International Conference was held at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. Moving on, and what is the aim of this Gyan Bharatam? Basically, it is to conserve the manuscripts of India. Next, what is the total investment approved by the Government of India for establishing 7 electronic component plants under the Electronic Components Manufacturing Scheme? It is 5,532 crore rupees. These projects, they are expected to lead the production of components worth 36,000 crore rupees and generate more than 5,000 direct job opportunities. Very important, students. Next, identify the state that was not included in the 15,095 crore rupees procurement plan of pulses approved by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in October for the Kharif season under Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshan Abhiyan scheme, that is PM Asha scheme. So among the following, which is the state not included here? This is the question asked. So among the following, Gujarat is not included here under PM Asha scheme. Here the farmers of Telangana, Odisha, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, they will be benefited here, right? And these pulses, they will be procured by the farmers of these states. Next, in October, who signed a memorandum of understanding with Russia's United Aircraft Corporation in Moscow, Russia for the production of Superjet 100, that is SJ-100 civil commuter aircraft in India. Among the following, which is that organization that we are talking about is your Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. And which is the aircraft that we are talking about? SJ-100 or Superjet 100. Right, this is a civil commuter aircraft, and with this the scheme of India, that is Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, that is a regional connectivity scheme, it will be benefited a lot, right? This will be getting a significant boost as more and more commuter civil aircrafts will be coming into the play. And one more thing, students, this scheme, this targets basically which areas? Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Next is, which of the following is not among the components of National Blockchain Framework launched by the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology in September? So under this, if we see the option 4, that is Blockchain Support Center, this is not a part or not a component here. What are the components? Vishwasya Blockchain Stack, NBA Flight, Pramanik and your National Blockchain Portal. They have been launched here, and this National Blockchain Framework was launched on 4th of September in 2024, and it was sanctioned with an outlay of 64 crore rupees. See students, blockchain is very important, and we have discussed this in daily current affairs video also, that blockchain is basically when multiple blocks come together, that forms a blockchain. This blockchain works, or this is a technology on which Bitcoin, Ethereum, all they are working, right? It is quite secure, right? It is not easily hackable, right? And even we see that when this forms a chain of data, and these blocks are formed when various individuals, they confirm that particular transaction, when they approve that particular transaction, then these blocks are formed, and this technology is quite secure. And in future also we will be seeing that such technology, this blockchain technology, will be utilized in multiple sectors. Next, Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi approved the term of reference for the 8th Central Pay Commission, who has been appointed as the chairperson of the 8th Central Pay Commission. So who has been appointed as the chairperson? Direct question here. Justice Ranjan Prakash Desai has been appointed as the chairperson here of the 8th Central Pay Commission. This commission, students, right, this is a temporary body. Basically, it will be reviewing the salaries of nearly 50 lakh central government employees, and with this it is expected that 10 to 20% salary jump will be seen in the central government salary, right? It will be coming into effect from 1st of January 2026 onwards, but as this committee or this commission, they will be giving their report in 18 months. So till 18 months, the current salary will be going on. After 18 months, when this is approved, the arrears will be provided to the employees, right, as of the revised salary. Take a note of this. And this commission will be containing 3 members. Next, Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved how much amount for nutrition-based subsidy for Rabi 25-26 on phosphatic and potassic fertilizers. It is 37,952 crore rupees, right? Take a note of this. And this NBS will be, these NBS rates will be effective from 1st of October till 31st of March 2026. Important students. And one more thing, for example, if we talk about the subsidy rate per kilogram for the nutrients has been fixed, such as for nitrogen, it is 43.02 rupees. For potash, it is 2.87 rupees per kilogram. And for for potash, it is 2.38 rupees per kilogram. And for sulfur, it is 2.87 rupees per kilogram subsidy has been approved. Next, in October, Indian Army, they have signed a contract to procure the first indigenously developed software-defined radios designed by DRDO. These SDRs, they will be produced by which defense public sector undertaking? So they will be procured by Bharat Electronics Limited. Important direct question. Next, in October, the Government of India constituted a committee chaired by the former Secretary Neeraj Kumar Gupta to review the rationalized export rebate rates under the remission of duties and taxes export products, that is ROTAP, and rebate of state and central taxes and levies scheme. So this committee is to submit their main report by which year? This is the question being asked here. So what is the date? It is 31st of March 2026. They will be submitting their report. Next, which country has recently in October signed an agreement with India to boost the cross-border energy transmission through the development of 2 new high voltage power transmission lines? So it is with Nepal. See students, from India, it is Power Grid, right? And from Nepal, it is Nepal's Electricity Authority. They together signed an agreement here where India will be taking, or we can say Nepal will be supplying this electricity to India, and Power Grid will be playing an important role here in this joint venture, where here the transmission line will be, or electricity or power will be provided to India. This agreement will support India's plan to import almost 10,000 megawatt of electricity from Nepal over the next decade, right? Take a note of it. Next, identify the organization under the Department of Telecommunication that has signed an agreement in October to roll out the Smridh Gram Phygital Services pilot project in 3 states. So, which is that organization? It is Telecom Center of Excellence India, right? And here remember which are the 3 states that will be benefiting here. It is UP, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. So, these are the 3 that you need to remember. Next, name the energy central public sector enterprise that was upgraded to Schedule A status by the Government of India in October 2025. So, which is that central public sector enterprise? It is NTPC Green Energy Limited, right? It has been upgraded from Schedule B to Schedule A. How many schedules are there? A, B, C and D. 4 schedules are there basically. Now, with this, here you will be seeing that this NTPC Green Energy Limited, they will get a free hand to invest their money and even invest in multiple other projects. Their decision making, there will be a greater flexibility in the decision making and faster executions of the project. Next, Union Minister Piyush Goyal has recently launched Anusandhan National Research Fund in October. How much is the total value of this fund? So it is 1 lakh crore rupees Anusandhan National Research Fund. With this, research and development, innovation will be coming into play. More and more innovation, more and more research will be seeing in the sector. Also students, with the launch of artificial intelligence, we are seeing that the research will be getting a major boost because we have a lot of data in multiple sectors, and this AI, it can compile this data, it can analyze this data in a much more refined way, and even it can find the things that are not even noticeable by the humans, the patterns that are not noticeable by humans. So this will be a game changer in the coming sector. Next, which international convention re-elected India as the Vice Chair of the Bureau for Asia Pacific during the 10th session of the Conference of Parties held at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France? So, which international convention re-elected India here? So, it is ICADS, that is your International Convention Against Doping in Sports. Very important students. And during the session, Azerbaijan was elected as the chairman for the COP10. Take a note of this. Moving on, and where was this basically held? It basically, as we saw, that India was re-elected here. So India was re-elected for what term? That is from 2025 to 2027. This is also an important question can be asked. Moving on students, name the African country that partnered with the Government of India in October to establish the first IIT campus in Africa, and where this will be in Nigeria, right? First IIT campus, and this is IIT Madras. We have seen that IIT Madras was established in Zanzibar in Tanzania in 2023, and now we are seeing an IIT campus will also be established in Nigeria. Next, find out the name of the multinational air combat exercise organized by the Spanish Air Force at the Gando Air Base in the Canary Islands of Spain, where the Indian Air Force participated its Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet. So, the exercise name is Ocean Sky 2025 and it is Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet that took part from the Indian side here. Where was this exercise held? Location at the Canary Islands in Spain. This is the location that I want you all to remember. Moving on, correct statement you have to give me regarding the 16th session of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development held in October at the Geneva, Switzerland. So if we see, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, choose the country that remained on the FATF grey list. See, Financial Action Task Force, and they have released this grey list. Grey list is basically a list that is having a name of all those countries that are doing terror financing. Right? So recently, grey list was released by FATF following the 4th Financial Action Task Force plenary meeting. Where was this plenary meeting held? It was held in Paris, France. Correct? It was from 22 to 24th of October. It was under the presidency of Elsa de Anda Madrazo of Mexico. Question asked is, choose the country that remained on this FATF list. So Kenya has remained on this FATF list, and another question becomes, which countries have been removed from the FATF list? It is Mozambique, South Africa, Burkina Faso and Nigeria. They have been removed from the FATF list. This is also an important question, students. Next, who has been elected as the first Asian chair of the IUCN Species Survival Commission for 26 to 29 term? This was during the IUCN World Conservation Congress held from 9 to 15th of October in Abu Dhabi, UAE. So who has been elected as the first Asian chair here? Vivek Menon. Direct question, students. Right? And here Razan Khalifa Al Mubarak was re-elected as the president of IUCN. She will continue for the term 2026 till 2029. Next, where was the UN Convention Against Cybercrime held in October, marking the establishment of the world's first global framework to prevent the combating cybercrime? It was held in Hanoi, Vietnam. Next, mark the correct statement regarding 47th Asian Summit held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, what was the theme of the 4th edition of RBI's Global Hackathon, that is Harbinger 25 Innovation for Transformation, launched in October to boost secure and inclusive banking solutions? So, what was the theme here for this hackathon, that is Harbinger? It is secure banking powered by identity, integrity and inclusivity. Important, very important. So take a note of this, and this is the 4th edition of this hackathon, that is Harbinger. Next, mention the international financial institution that approved $280 million loan to Kerala in October under Kerala Health System Improvement Plan to improve healthcare for elderly and vulnerable citizens. So which is that organization? This is World Bank. How much amount has been approved? $280 million has been approved here. Next, mark the incorrect statement regarding the digital payment solutions launched by City Union Bank during the Global FinTech Fest that was held at Geo World Convention Center in Mumbai, Maharashtra from 7 to 9th of October. If we look at the option, we have to find the incorrect statement. So here we see option B is right, D is right and E is right. So we can say that option A and C is our answer. If we look at option A, which is wrong, and C is wrong, A is saying City Union Bank Depend is a credit card introduced for MSME customers to enhance digital lending. Is it so? No. This CUP or City Union Bank Depend, this is basically a credit line on UPI. This is a credit line on UPI. Now option A is right. Correct this. This is not a credit card. C is saying that City Union Bank Desire is a systematic saving plan available only for the CUB customers. No. Yes, this CUB, what is it? I correct. Option C is that CUB Desire, right? It is a systematic plan available for the CUB customers. Option C is also right here, students. Right? Option C is also rightly mentioned. So A is wrong. We have corrected it. Next is mark the correct statement regarding the 2nd edition of the Payment System Report for June released by RBI. If we look at the options here, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, from which date will the new nomination provisions under Banking Laws Amendment Act of 2025 announced by the Ministry of Finance in October come into force. So from which date it is? It is from 1st of November 2025 onwards. Next, here what is the thing happening is that an individual can have multiple nominations, right? And even in different transactions or in different sectors, right? For example, he is having certain assets. So he can define nominee for a certain asset and irrespective of the percentage of its amount, right? Say for example, an individual having 100%, he can nominate nominee for 10%, for 20%, for 30% and so on. Correct? And a maximum of 4 nominees can be appointed here. Next, from which country along with United States of America accounted for 1/3 of India's total FDI during the FY25 as per RBI census released in October. So it is Singapore. Singapore and USA. They together accounted for almost 1/3 of the FDI that is coming into India. Next, identify that Indian state that received a $460 million result-based loan from Asian Development Bank for power distribution enhancement program for the agriculture solarization. So, which is that state that will be benefiting out of it? It is Maharashtra. Next, name the company that collaborated with France-based Safran aircraft engines and inaugurated 425 crore rupees aero engine components manufacturing facility at Tata Center of Excellence for aero engines in Telangana. So which is that company? It is Tata Advanced Systems Limited, and they are also setting up a plant in Dholera, that is in Gujarat. This plant will be a semiconductor manufacturing chip fabrication plant. Next, Government of India, they have announced the winners of the second edition of Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar, who was honored posthumously with the Vigyan Ratna Award for his outstanding lifetime contribution to physics. So who was honored here? Professor Jayant Vishnu Narlekar was honored here. Take a note of this. This is important, students. Right? Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar. Moving on, find out the personality who was not among the Indian recipients honored as the top agri-food pioneers by the World Food Prize Foundation during the Norman E. Borlaug International Dialogue held in Iowa, USA. So, Dr. Vandana Shiva, right, was not among the Indian recipients here that were honored. So, Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, Dr. Manzoor Hussaindar, Avijit Ghosh, Dr. Bubdilli Murthy, Prasanna, they were honored here. Take a note of this. Then next is also important question, that is the Grand Order of the Mugunwa, right? This is the highest civilian honor given by whom? By which country? This is the highest civilian honor of South Korea, and it is the first time that the USA's president Donald Trump was honored with this honor, that is your Grand Order of the Mugunwa. Next, identify the person who was reappointed as the part-time chairman of the Kotak Mahindra Bank as approved by RBI in October. So CS Ranjan here is the person who was reappointed as the part-time chairman of the Kotak Mahindra Bank. Next, mention the country where Dr. Patrick Hermione was sworn in as the 6th president, succeeding the Wawel Ramklan. So, Republic of Seychelles. Next, which of the following USA-based global investment firm announced a plan in October to acquire 9.99% majority stake in the Federal Bank Limited for 6,196 crore rupees? Right? So, which of the following USA-based global investment firm? It is Blackstone. They have announced the plan to acquire 9.99% majority stake in Federal Bank. Right? Next, in October, Reliance Industries Limited, they have announced the formation of AI joint venture named Reliance Enterprise Intelligence Limited with global technology company involving investment of 855 crore rupees. So, with which global technology company they are planning this? This is Meta, right? Even Google, they partnered with Adani and Airtel to set up Asia's largest AI data center that will be in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and it will be attracting an investment of $1 billion, and it will be using clean energy. Next, name the shipbuilding company that delivered the first of the 8 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft named Mahi to the Indian Navy. If we look at here, it is Cochin Shipyard Limited. This is the company that has delivered INS Mahi, right? It was handed over in Kochi, Kerala, and it is one of the 8 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft. Also, students, Kochi, this is the most unsafe city of India according to the data. Kolkata, West Bengal. This is the most safest city in India. Next, identify the telescope used by the astronomers of the University of Hawaii in USA to detect asteroid 2025 PN7, later confirmed by NASA as the new Kasi moon. So this Kasi moon means it will be revolving around Earth by till 2083. Correct? And what is the identify the telescope, right? That discovered it. It is your Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System 1 telescope that discovered it. Next, name the nuclear-powered cruise missile successfully tested by Russia at the Pankova test site in Arctic region in October. So right option here is N9M730 Burevestnik. Right, this is the nuclear-powered cruise missile that was tested by Russia recently. And it is said that this cruise missile will be having unlimited range. That means if fired from Russia, it can hit any target on the Earth. And it has a capability of flying almost 15 hours, right, in space. Next, the Yonex French Open Badminton Tournament was held recently. That is a Badminton World Federation World Tour Super 750 event that took place from 21st to 26th of October at the Glaise Arena, right, in France. Question is, who clinched the men's singles title here? So the men's single title here was secured by Ender Antonsen. Right, he is from which country? He is from Denmark. He is from Denmark. If we talk about the women's single title, who won the women's single title? NC Young. She is from South Korea. She is from South Korea. Next, identify the Indian Grandmaster who won the gold medal at the 2025 European Chess Club held from 18 to 26th of October in Greece. So, D. Gukesh and Divya Deshmukh, they have won the gold medals here. Correct? Next, the 4th edition of the South Asian Athletics Championship was held from 24 to 26th of October at the Birsa Munda Athletics Stadium in Ranchi, Jharkhand. Identify the country that topped the medal tally by winning 20 gold medals here. So our country, right, has topped the medal tally by winning 20 gold medals. Right, we are on the top on the medal tally with a total of 58 medals. Then on second is Sri Lanka, then Nepal, then Bangladesh, then Maldives, and then Bhutan. And India has it how many gold medals? 20 gold medals. Next, Lando Norris of the UK won the Mexican Grand Prix. Right? Question is, name the F1 team he represented during the event. So, which team does he represent? He represents McLaren Racing. Right? Lando Norris on first position, then Charles Leclerc second, Max Verstappen on the third. Lando Norris drives for McLaren, Charles Leclerc drives for Ferrari, and Max Verstappen drives for Red Bull. Lando Norris is from UK, Charles Leclerc is from Monaco, and Max Verstappen is from Netherlands. Next, what is the theme of UN Day observed on 24th of October to commemorate the 80th anniversary of UN, emphasizing the role of inclusive and quality education in achieving sustainable development goals? It is education shapes the future here. This is the theme that you need to remember. Next is, when is Vigilance Awareness Week observed across India to promote integrity, transparency and vigilance against corruption? So it is observed from 27th of October to 2nd of November. Important students, and this was first observed in the year 2000. Right? Next, also one more thing, remember, this week is generally observed that coincides with the birth anniversary of the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Right? That is generally, that is on 31st of October. So the week that is this day 31st of October is coming in with that week is observed as the Vigilance Awareness Week. Next, when is World Saving Day observed? So World Saving Day observed on 31st of November, also known as the World Thrift Day, to promote importance of saving and financial literacy. Next, Saudi Arabia has officially ended the kafala, that is a sponsorship system, a reform aimed at improving labor mobility and workers' right for around 2.6 million Indian migrants. What is the official currency of Saudi Arabia here? It is Saudi Riyal. Direct question. Next, which Indian state or union territory conducted the first cloud seeding flight trials in October to combat air pollution and improve rainfall prospects? It is Delhi, right? We were to conduct this, but what in actual happened is that there was not enough moisture in the clouds, because of which this trial did not go through, right? And if it would have gone through, what was the chemical that would have sprayed into the air using the aircraft? It is silver iodide. Moving on. Next, UAE hosted the first Kite World Cup at Fahid Islands of Abu Dhabi with participation from over 150 athletes, elite athletes from around the world. Name the official currency of the UAE. Direct question, UAE dirham is the official currency. Next, India achieved the best ever medal haul at the Badminton Asian Championship held in China, where Sahania and Diksha clinched gold medals. Who is the current president of China? So Xi Jinping is the current president of China, right? And here you can see Sahina won under the under 15 girls category and Diksha Sudhakar won under the under 17s girls category. Next, what is the new name of the Aurangabad railway station following the Gazette notification dated 15th of October? So the name is Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar Railway Station. Important question, students, change of name. Next, China has unveiled the world's fastest train, that is CR450, marking a major advancement in high-speed rail technology in October. What is the capital city of China? It is Beijing. Another CR450. This is the world's fastest train unveiled by China. Next, in October, passenger vessel Sindhu completed the maiden voyage to Barren Islands, the only active volcano in the Indian subcontinent that is located where? So this Barren Island, right? Where is it located there? Which have an active volcano? It is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Next, in October, Apple Incorporation has joined the elite $4 trillion market capitalization club as the third firm in history. Which company was the first ever to achieve a $4 trillion market capitalization milestone? It is Nvidia. And now this company has achieved $5 trillion of market cap, right? We were discussing our 4 trillion. Now it has achieved even 5 trillion market cap, which is a very big thing. Next, in October, Philippines has joined the Asian Kho-Kho Federation to promote the traditional Indian sport across Asia. What is the currency of the Philippines here? So the currency of Philippines is Philippine peso. Important, students, take a note of this, Philippine peso. Next, in October, Nvidia, the American AI chip maker, made history as the first publicly traded company to achieve the market capitalization of $5 trillion. See, again, we discussed here about $4 trillion. Now it has achieved $5 trillion. Right, and it is according to the data released by IMF. In which year was IMF established? So it was established in 1945. So students, these are your important current affairs. Now let's move to the revision part that will be quite beneficial for you all for your revision purpose. Again, students, I'm saying do hit the like button, and if you are new here, do subscribe to us. This will motivate me to make better content for you in the long run. Mention the company that appointed Sukhmal Chand Jain as the chairman and managing director in September. So which is that company? It is RVNL, that is Rail Vikas Nigam Limited. And he succeeded whom? He succeeded Pradeep Gaur. Next, Skechers USA. Skechers is a footwear brand, right? Sports footwear brand. Correct. So Skechers USA Incorporation has signed whom as their brand ambassador with their aim to strengthen their expansion into Indian cricket. So who is the who has been appointed as the brand ambassador? Mohammad Siraj. Next, identify the person elected as the chairman of Association of Mutual Funds in India in September, succeeding Navneet Munot. So who is that person? Sandeep Sikka is the person, right? Take a note of this. Sandeep Sikka succeeded Navneet Munot as the MD and CEO HDFC Asset Management Corporation, right? And Vishal Kapoor, he succeeded Anthony Heredia as the MD and CEO of Mahindra Manulife Mutual Fund. Correct. So remember this also. And who is the chairman of the Association of Mutual Fund in India, succeeding Navneet Munot? Sandeep Sikka. Next, in September, ACC Appointments Committee of the Cabinet approved the appointment of Bhupendra Gupta as the chairman and managing director of which company, succeeding Rajkumar Chaudhary. So it is NHPC Limited, and he succeeded Rajkumar Chaudhary, who retired on 30th of June in 2025. Next, who was appointed as the new global brand ambassador of the American denim brand, that is Levi's, in September 2025. So Alia Bhatt has been appointed as the new global brand ambassador. Next, in September, who was re-elected for a third consecutive term as the Prime Minister of Jamaica after securing a majority in the parliamentary election. So Andrew Michael Holness was re-elected as the third consecutive term, as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Right, take a note of this. Moving on, who was elected as the Thailand's 32nd Prime Minister, securing 311 votes in the parliament and succeeding P. Shinawatra. So right option is Anutin Charnvirakul, right, was appointed here. Next, Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha launched the Dash campaign, that is your Namo Yuva campaign. Right option is or Navo Yuva Run. Right, so it is Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha that has launched this Namo Yuva Run campaign and appointed Milind Soman, an India's fitness icon, as their brand ambassador, with an aim to promote fitness and social awareness among the youths of India. So this was your Namo Yuva Run. Next, identify the country for which Muhammad Irfan Ali was re-elected as the president of the country in September 2025. So Guyana, right, is the country for which Muhammad Irfan Ali was re-elected as the president. Next, till when the government of India extended the tenure of Ajay Kumar Srivastav as the MD and CEO of Indian Overseas Bank. Right, so which date? It is 8th of October 2027. Right. Next, in September, who was appointed as the chairman of the governing board of NSE India Limited by SEBI, succeeding Girish Chandra Chaturvedi. So Injeti Srinivas was appointed as the chairman of the board of NSE India Limited, and by SEBI he was appointed here, and he succeeded Girish Chandra Chaturvedi. Moving on, mention the person who became the youngest to be appointed as the new Prime Minister of France, succeeding François Bayrou. So may mention that person. So Sebastian Lecornu was the youngest, or he has been appointed as the new Prime Minister of France and also the youngest Prime Minister of France, and he succeeded François Bayrou. Next, Jonas Gahr Store secured second consecutive term as the Prime Minister of which country? As the Prime Minister of Norway. Next, who was appointed as the new Managing Director and CEO of International Asset Reconstruction Company in September? So Abhishek Maheshwari was appointed as the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of International Asset Reconstruction Company in September. Next is, in September, former Governor of Maharashtra Chandrapuram Ponnusamy Radhakrishnan, that is CP Radhakrishnan, was sworn in as the 15th Vice President of India, succeeding Jagdeep Dhankardji, and he resigned because of health reasons. Next, identify the state for which Acharya Devvrat, the Governor of Gujarat, was given additional charge as the Governor by the President of India in September. So for which state he was given the additional charge? For Maharashtra he was given the additional charge. Right? Why? Because here you can see here CP Radhakrishnan was appointed as the Vice President, who was the Governor of Maharashtra, and his place Acharya Devvrat was given this additional charge. Next, mention the name of the bank for which Ravi Ranjan was recommended for the position of Managing Director by FSIB in September, succeeding Vinay M. Tonse. So it is for State Bank of India. Important question, students. And he will be succeeding Vinay M. Tonse. Next, who became the first woman and first female Chief Justice to be appointed as the interim Prime Minister of Nepal following the resignation of KP Sharma Oli? So right option is Sushila Karki. Right, became the first woman and the first female Chief Justice to be appointed as the interim Prime Minister of Nepal. Next, mention the financial institution for which Asian Appointments Committee of the Cabinet appointed L. Satya Srinivas as India's Executive Director in September, succeeding Vikas Sheel. So right option here is Asian Development Bank, ADB. Next, in September, Justice M. Sundar was appointed as the 10th Chief Justice of which state's High Court by the Ministry of Law and Justice? For Manipur. Next, in September, who was reappointed for a second term as Under Secretary General and Executive Director of United Nations Women, effective from 11th of September. So, Seema Sami Bahos was appointed here as the Under Secretary General and Executive Director for a second term. Next, identify the organization for which ACC appointed Praveen Kumar as the Director General in September. So, it is for ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, right? Praveer Ranjan was appointed here. Praveen Kumar was appointed here. And if we talk about Praveer Ranjan, he was appointed as the Director General for CISF. Director General for CISF. Next, who is appointed as the brand ambassador of Archery Premier League, which will be held in October in New Delhi. So Ram Charan, right, appointed as the brand ambassador of Archery Premier League, which will be held in October in New Delhi. Next, who was appointed as the chair of the board of UNEP Financial Initiative Principles for Sustainable Insurance in September 2025. So Amita Chaudhary, I repeat, Amita Chaudhary was appointed here as the chair of the board of United Nations Environment Program Financial Initiative Principles for Sustainable Development, that is PSI, in September. And she became the first woman of Indian origin to lead this global sustainable insurance board. Next, identify the correct statement regarding the announcement of AI powered products at the 48th annual general meeting of Reliance Industries Limited that was held in Mumbai, Maharashtra. If we look at the options here, all of them are rightly mentioned here. Also remember students, Jio, they are now giving free subscription of Gemini 2.5 Pro, right, for 18 months, right? What Airtel was giving free subscription of Perplexity for their users, and now the Jio is giving 18 months free subscription to and it is of what? It is for the Gemini 2.5 Pro. Next, in September, the Federation of Indian Export Organization has signed a memorandum of understanding with which company to facilitate faster and compliant cross-border payments for the Indian exporters. So it is BRICS-Pay. Take a note of it. Next, India's current account deficit reduced to what amount in the first quarter of FY26 as per the data released by RBI in September. So India's current account deficit reduced to $2.4 billion. Next, what is India's GDP forecast for FY26 as predicted in September edition of the Global Economic Outlook report released by Fitch Ratings Incorporation in September? So what is the projected? It is 6.9% GDP projected. Next is mention the company that in September has signed a partnership agreement with French Alternative Energies and Atomic Energy Commission to accelerate innovation and industrialization of the physical artificial intelligence AI powered solutions in France. That means this physical AI means when robots they meet artificial intelligence, right? So this is being talked about to promote this physical AI powered solutions in France. So which is that company that signed an agreement here? It is Tata Consultancy Services, TCS. Next, identify the airline with which Air India has signed a code share agreement allowing Air India to place its AI designator code on flight operator by the former airlines on 2 routes. So it is Air Asthana. That means now with this AI designator code has been implemented here. That is on the 2 routes, that is including that Almaty to New Delhi and Almaty to Mumbai. Next, so this places AI designator code here. Take a note of this. Next is mention the company that partnered with Bioprime Agri Solutions Private Limited, that is Bioprime, to launch advanced soil and crop health solutions in India leveraging Bioprime's BioNexus platform. So which is that company? It is Israel's Chemical Limited. Students, you need to understand is that with technology now we have the liberty that we can check the soil health, right? We can check what are the parameters of the soil. We can check that the produce, the output that we are getting, right, of the produce, is it healthy? Is it nutritious? What are the nutritions in it? So everything can be checked here. So mention that company that has partnered here with Bioprime Agri Solutions Private Limited to launch advanced soil and crop health solutions in India leveraging Bioprime's BioNexus platform. Next is what is India's GDP growth forecast for FY26 as predicted by ICRA Limited in September 2025. It is 6.5%. Next is mention the company that has signed an agreement with Wind Racers United Kingdom for the collaboration of deployment of the unmanned aerial vehicle Ultra across India. So, which is it? It is Bharat Forge. Take a note of this, students. It is Bharat Forge. And the agreement was signed at the Defence and Security Equipment International 2025. That is a global defence exhibition and conference that was held in London, UK. Next is in September, Godrej Aerospace has signed a deal with Safran Aircraft Engines of France to manufacture critical components for the dash parts. This is for the LEAP engine, correct, for aircraft engines developed by CFM International. Moving on, next is, students, what is India's GDP growth forecast for FY26 as predicted in a report released by Standard & Poor's, that is S&P Global India Research, in September. So according to them, it is 6.5%. Next, All India Consumer Price Index for Agriculture Labour and Rural Labour has been released by the Labour Bureau in September, that indicates that the All India CPI Consumer Price Index for AL rose to what? That is, it for agriculture labor, it rose to 136.34. I correct, the option is fifth right here, right? It rose to 136.34 in August from 135.32 in, and this is for agriculture labor. Next is GRSE, that is your Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. It has signed a deal worth $62.44 million, right, with Caston Renders Shift Makers Un Reindeer GmbH and Co, and this is for the construction of 4 hybrid multi-purpose vehicle. Take a note of this. And the latest deal builds upon the ongoing construction of a 7,500 dead weight tonnage multi-purpose vessel, and where it is at the GRSE's headquarters, that is in Kolkata, West Bengal. Next, identify the company with which L&T formed a strategic partnership to support the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, a 5th generation stealth fighter jet initiative for the Indian Air Force. So, identify that company. Which is that company we are talking about? It is Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL. Next is in September, which Indian airline partnered with Open Airlines to implement Skybreath, a 360 eco-flying platform designed to optimize fuel management and reduce carbon emissions. It is Akasa Air. Correct, it is Akasa Air. Take a note of this. And this collaboration aims to enhance operational efficiency and promote sustainable practices within the airline's operations. Next is in September, which company has signed a memorandum of understanding with Royal IHC Netherlands to design, build and retrofit various vessels in India. That is your Swan Defence and Heavy Industries. Take a note of this also, students. Quite interesting and important that you need to remember. Moving on, the next is mention the shipyard company with which Seatrim Offshore Technologies Private Limited of Singapore has signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen the cooperation in the offshore sector across Asia, with India as a key market. So which is that shipyard? It is Cochin Shipyard Limited, right? This collaboration will combine the Seatrim's Offshore Technologies Engineering, offshore solution and specialized equipment with Cochin Shipyard Limited's infrastructure, fabrication facilities and repair expertise. In August, SBI signed a line of credit agreement worth 100 million euro with France-based agency Francis Development in Gujarat that aims to support India's transition to a low-carbon economy and promote green financing. Right, this partnership will support India's shift to a low carbon economy, and it will strengthen the climate resilience, promoting green financing. Next, in August, where did Asian Development Bank approved a $125 million loan to transform the urban infrastructure and strengthen the climate resilience in the state. So this loan was approved for Assam state. Next, mention the bank that launched 2 fixed deposit backed secured credit cards that are issued on the RuPay network, allowing customers to leverage their fixed deposit as a collateral to gain credit access without income or credit history, because it becomes difficult for individuals that are not having any salary or income to gain credit cards. Right, so for them this will be a quite beneficial to make a credit history. So which is that bank? We are talking about the Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. Next, SEBI SEBI has introduced a revised framework to monitor intraday trading positions in index options that is aimed at enhancing the transparency and strengthening the risk management in the derivative market, which is effective from when? Which is effective from 1st of October 2025. Next, India's UPI crossed how many monthly transactions in August as announced by DFS and NPCI in September. So India's UPI crossed 20 billion transactions per month. Next, Bank of Baroda has unveiled a new BOB Digi Udyam platform, a fully digital collateral-free lending scheme exclusively designed for whom? It is designed for MSEs, right? Micro and small enterprises. And here they can have the cash credit and overdraft facility ranging from 10 lakh rupees to 50 lakh rupees. Next, identify the bank that launched a third edition of the Spurs Week, that is a landmark initiative from 1st to 5th of September, bringing over 1 lakh employees across 5,868 branches spanning across 40 cities across India under the theme Raise the Bar. It is Axis Bank. Take a note of this. Next, mention the company that collaborated with IDBI Bank and Punjab and Sindh Bank to provide unified collateral management services across India. It is Sohan Lal Commodity Management Limited. This partnership marks Punjab and Sindh Bank's first venture into collateral management services. Next, in September, NPCI increased the UPI transaction limit to 5 lakh rupees only for those categories that align with tax payment. So identify the category which is not among the enhanced 5 lakh rupees limit. It is jewelry. Next, how much loan was disbursed by microfinance institutions in India in the first quarter of FY26 as per the 54th edition of the micrometer released by Microfinance Industry Network in India. So which is how much loan amount it is? It is 22,805 crore rupees was disbursed by the microfinance institutions. Next, identify the financial institution that has committed 498 crore rupees to the Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation for the development of Madhurwada Sewerage System project at Madhurwada in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. So identify that financial institution. It is IFC. What is IFC? International Finance Corporation. This is an arm of World Bank. Next, mention the saving account launched by Bank of Baroda in September for Indian citizens planning to move abroad for extended stays. So, mention that saving account that was launched here. The name is BOB Aspire NRE Saving Account. Next, mention the bank that has announced the launch of digital loan against mutual funds, a digital loan facility enabling the customers to avail loan against their mutual fund investment. So, which is that bank that is providing this facility? It is South Indian Bank. Next, mention the financial institution which approved a loan of $212.64 million under the Strengthening Coastal Resilience and Economy project, that is SHORE project. This is also important and I want you all to remember the full form here of SHORE. This is to support coastal zone management in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka state. So which institution under SHORE project is providing the loan of 212 crore rupees for Tamil Nadu and Karnataka state? Which is that bank we are talking about, financial institution? It is World Bank. Next, identify the financial institution that launched a centralized digital credit infrastructure for regional rural banks that will enhance their competitiveness against NBFCs and microfinance institutions. So, which is that financial institution? That is your NABARD for agriculture and rural development. Next, in September, as per RBI's regulation of payment aggregator directions, non-bank payment aggregators applying for authorization, they must have a minimum net worth of how much amount at the time of application when they are filing it. So they must have a net worth of around 15 crore rupees. Next, in September, RBI set up an independent advisory group on regulations to strengthen the stakeholders' engagement. Here, this advisory group, right, it will be chaired by whom? It will be chaired by Rana Ashutosh Kumar Singh. Next, identify the company with which AU Small Finance Bank has collaborated to launch AU Cosmo credit card built on the RuPay network to cater the growing preference of UPI payments in India. So, identify that company. It is Kiwi. correct? And this card will offer a fully digital onboarding journey, seamless UPI integration, best in the class rewards on UPI transactions, and also will reflect the shared vision of AU Small Finance Bank and Kiwi for inclusive tech enabling banking. Next, identify the bank that was authorized by RBI in September as an agency bank to collect GST payments that became the first wholly owned subsidiary of a foreign bank in India to receive such an approval. And this is very important question, right? They will be collecting GST, right? And which is that bank? It is DBS Bank, correct? And it is the first wholly owned subsidiary of a foreign bank in India that will receive such an approval, and they will collect GST. It is DBS Bank. Next, in September, PayRupay, they partnered with BriskPay to expand Dash payment services and offer an integrated global payments platform. So they have expanded to cross-border payment services. Take a note of this, right? And they will be offering integrated global payment services. Next, which of the following mutual fund companies launched India's first equity long-short specialized investment fund named QSIF Equity Long-Short Fund? This was launched by whom? This was launched by Quant Mutual Fund. So option 2 is right, Quant Mutual Fund. Next, in September, Bank of India, they partnered with Cash Invoice to launch BOI, that is Bank of India Trade Easy, a digital credit platform that provide instant loans to whom? This provide instant loans to the MSMEs, that is micro, small and medium enterprises. Through this, the bank aims to disperse 1000 crore rupees in working capital loans within the next 4 to 6 months, reaching more than 2 lakh MSMEs nationwide. Next is identify the incorrect statement regarding the 78th session of the World Health Organization Regional Committee for Southeast Asia that was held in Colombo, Sri Lanka. If we look at the option B is right, C is right, A is wrong. A is saying that the session was chaired by Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, the Director General of WHO. Is it so? No. This session was chaired by whom? This is the question that I want you to remember. This was held, or this session was chaired under the chairmanship of Nalinda Jaya Tissa, right? And this is the Sri Lanka's health minister. Right? So Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus he was not the chair of this session. Now option A is right. Next is name the country that along with India established a 20-member inter-parliamentary friendship group in October to enhance parliamentary cooperation and bilateral relations. So which is it? It is Panama. Take a note of it. Next, identify the UN organization that released a report that is High Risk Forest, High Value Returns, a co-benefit assessment for the decision makers in October that highlights 391 million hectares of tropical forest are at a high risk of deforestation. So identify that UN organization that has released this report. It is UNEP, that is United Nations Environment Program. Next, how long will India's Hitesh Kumar S. Makwana elected to serve as the co-chair of the United Nations Global Geospatial Information Management for Asia and the Pacific, along with Woo Suk Chu from Republic of Korea in October? So, how long will India's Hitesh Kumar elected to serve the co-chair here? So, it is for the term 2025 to 2028. Next, according to the Mercer Charter Financial Analysts Institute Global Pension Index, mention the country which is not among the top 5 in the pension index. It is Philippines. Right? It is not among the top 5. Netherlands first, then Iceland second, then Denmark it is third, Singapore it is fourth, Israel is fifth. Next, according to the World Directory of Modern Military Aircraft rankings, which of the following is not among the world's top 5 most powerful forces? It is China's People's Liberation Army Force. Right? Take a note of this. Who is on the top? United States Air Force, then United States Navy, then Russian Air Force, then United States Army, then United States Marine Corps, and on 6th position is Indian Air Force. Next, Mark the correct statement regarding the key findings of the Global Forest Resource Assessment 25 released by Food and Agriculture Organization in October month. Which of the following is the correct statement it is asked? So A is right, B is right, C is wrong. C is saying that in terms of the global forest gain, Russia ranks first, followed by India and China. Is it so? So first remember, Russian Federation is on top, then Brazil is on second, then Canada on third, then USA fourth, then it is fifth China, and on sixth position is our India. Next, choose the financial center that is not among the top 5 in the 38th Global Financial Center Index released in October by China Development Institute and ZN Partners. So choose the financial center, right, that is not among the top 5. So Mumbai, India is not among the top 5 here. New York, USA on top, then London on second, Hong Kong on third, Singapore on fourth, then San Francisco on fifth, and GIFT City, right, of India is on sixth position. Take a note of this, students. And then it is Mumbai, and then it is New Delhi. Next is, what is the total value of the sovereign exposure exchange agreement signed between the Asian Development Bank and World Bank in October to boost the lending for the developing nations? So it is $3 billion. Total value of the sovereign exposure exchange agreement is $3 billion. This EEA, that is exposure exchange agreement, right, it is acts as a risk management tool, and it enables the multilateral development banks to lower the portfolio concentration by risk by swapping exposure from countries with large sovereign loans. And this is Asian Development Bank's first EEA with World Bank and sixth EEA with other multilateral development banks. Next is, who headed the SEBI constituted working group that proposed increasing transaction fees for clearing corporations such as NSE Clearing Limited in October 2025. So who headed this SEBI constituted working group? It was headed by R.S. Gandhi. It was headed by whom? It was headed by R.S. Gandhi. This move, it will bolster the financial independence of these corporations and strengthen the balance sheet. Here the fee structure, if we see, currently NSE, they are receiving nearly 5 to 6% of the fees that NSE collects from the members. A revision of the charge for the clearing corporation is expected to increase the share to 25% or even a little higher. Next is, who was honored with the BRICS International Award 2025 for the contribution to spiritual education, cultural development, and maritime innovation at an event hosted by State Duma of Russian Federation in Moscow in October 2025. So who was honored here with BRICS International Award? This is the direct question that can be asked, and this is an important question. So Abusyopan Kharkarov was honored here. He is the former Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Dagestan, who was honored with the BRICS International Award. This is for his contribution to spiritual education, cultural development, and maritime innovation. Next, who won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize in October for his book titled The Burning Earth, an Environmental History of the Last 500 Years. So who won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize? It was won by Sunil Amrit. Right, Indian origin historian Sumrit Amrit has won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize for the book that is The Burning Earth, an Environmental History of the Last 500 Years. Next is, in October, Union Minister Rajnath Singh was conferred with the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel upon Neeraj Chopra in Voluntary Military Force of India. In which Voluntary Military Force of India? So tell me, Union Minister Rajnath Singh conferred the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel to Neeraj Chopra for which voluntary force of India? It is Territorial Army. Next, who was sworn in as the transitional president of Madagascar in October after a military coup confirmed by the High Constitutional Court of Madagascar? Name that individual. Right option is Michael Randrian. Right, Colonel Randrian Rina. Right, Michael Randrian Rina. Right, was appointed here. Take a note of this. Next is, in October, Gujarat state government under the Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel expanded their cabinet, including 19 new ministers and retaining the 6, bringing the total strength to 26. So 19 are new here and 6 are retained. So the total strength become 26. Who was elevated here as the Deputy Chief Minister, becoming the 5th Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Gujarat? So right option is Harsh Ramesh Kumar Sanghvi has been appointed as the Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat. Take a note of this, students. Next is who was elected as the President of the Indian Cricket Association in October, becoming the first woman to lead the organization. So Shantha Rangaswamy was elected as the President of Indian Cricket Association. Take a note of this. Next is mention the tenure of Justice Pratibha M. Singh of Delhi High Court as the chair of the World Intellectual Property Organization Advisory Board as announced in October. If we look at the option, right option is for what is the term? It is 2025 to 2027. Right option is this. Next, who was elected as the Japan's first female Prime Minister in October? Right option is Sanai Takaichi. Correct. Take a note of this. Direct question. And she succeeded whom? She succeeded Shigeru Ishiba. Next, in October, Emirates New Development Bank acquired how much % stake in RBL Bank through a preferential issue of shares worth 26,850 crore rupees. It is 60% share here, right? And what is the amount it was acquired for? 26,850 crore rupees. Next, in October, DRDO, they successfully tested the indigenously military craft parachute system with Indian Air Force from an altitude of how much? From an altitude of 32,000 feet. The test was conducted by the test jumpers of the Indian Air Force, right? Take a note of this. Next is in October, Dr. V. Narayanan, the chairman of ISRO, announced that India's maiden human space flight mission, that is Gaganyaan, is scheduled for 2027, while ISRO aims to launch their first crewed moon mission by which year? So ISRO is planning to launch their first crewed moon mission by 2040, and Gaganyaan mission, that is the maiden human spaceflight mission, is planned by 2027. Next, name the fighter jet that was unveiled by Union Minister for Defence Rajnath Singh on 17th of October at Hindustan Aeronautics Limited facility, that is in Nasik facility. So which is that fighter jet we are talking about? It is Tejas Mark 1A fighter jet. Next, identify the country that represented by Olympic champion Ariana Titmus, who announced her retirement from competitive swimming. So name that country, identify that country we are talking about. It is Australia. She is from Australia. Next, in October, Union Minister of Home Affairs, that is Amit Shah, he recently announced that Commonwealth Association has approved India's bid to host the sanitary edition of 2030 Commonwealth Games. In which Indian city will the event will be hosted? That means now India will be hosting the 2030 Commonwealth Games, that will be in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, right? That means the Commonwealth Association, they have approved India's bid that we can now host this event in India, and that too in India, where it will be hosted in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Important students, take a note of this. Next, also we have bid for the 2036 Olympic Games also. Let's see how that plays out. Next, identify the international multi-sport event where Indian Olympic gold medalist Abhinav Bindra was appointed as the torch bearer in October month. So identify that international multi-sport event. It is Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. Next, name the country that secured the first ever FIFA Under-20 World Cup title after defeating Argentina by 2-0 in the final match held in Santiago, Chile. So, name that country that secured the first ever FIFA World Cup title. It is Under-20 FIFA World Cup title. It is Morocco. Next is Tomichi Murayama, right, known for his 1995 World War II apology to the Asian victims who passed away on 17th of October, was the former Prime Minister of which country? Was the former Prime Minister of Japan. Also remember, he served as the Japan's 81st Prime Minister, and it was from 1994 to 1996. Next is Chen Ning Yang, the Chinese-American physicist and Nobel laureate who passed away in October, won the 1957 Nobel Prize in Physics for discovering what? So it was for discovering parity violation in weak nuclear interaction. And remember the name, remember the year in which he won the Nobel Prize in Physics and the reason for which he won. Next is Dr. Eknath Vasant Chintis, a pioneering Indian space scientist and key architect of India's early space program, passed away in October, in which year he was honored with the
Padma Bhushan Award for his contribution in science and technology. So, Dr. Eknath Vasant Chintis, right? A pioneering Indian space scientist and key architect of India's early space program, passed away in October. In which year he was honored with Padma Bhushan? He was honored with Padma Bhushan in 1985. Right option is option 3. Next is, when is International Snow Leopard Day, also known as the World Snow Leopard Day, observed globally to raise awareness about the conservation of snow leopard, that is Panthera uncia. So it is on 23rd of October. Right, first time observed in 2014. Next, in October, which country gifted Prussian blue capsules to Indonesia to help treat contamination caused by the radioactive isotope cesium-137? So, which country gifted the Prussian blue capsules to Indonesia? It was gifted by our country, India. Right, and it was a very good gesture. Next is, which fintech company unveiled India's first unified corporate card ecosystem for businesses on October? It is Encash. Correct. Next, NMDC, National Mineral Development Corporation Steel Limited. It became India's first company to receive the BIS certification for hot rolled steel used in the pipeline transportation in October. Question is, in the abbreviation BIS, what does the letter B stands for? It is Bureau. Bureau, BIS, that is your Bureau of Indian Standards, right? So I for India, Indian, and S for standards. Correct. And this certification will ensure the NDMC steel's product meet the highest national quality and safety standards. Next is, mention the company that introduced India's first fully electric two-seater light sport aircraft for flight training and personal aviation on 16th of October 2025. So it is which company? It is Pulinam Aerospace Technologies. And the first prototype, it is expected to be launched in within 12 to 18 months. Next, where did the 11th India International Science Festival held from December 6th to 9th as announced by Union Minister for Earth Science Dr. Jitendra Singh? If we look at the option, it is Punjab University of Chandigarh. Then next is, United Nations recognized the Slovenian town of Bled as the best tourism village. What is the official currency used in Slovenia? So here the currency that is used is Euro. Next, the Election Commission of India enabled the C-Vigil mobile application on the Election Commission internet platform in October to report model code of conduct violations. Identify the established year of ECI. Direct question. So ECI was established in 1950. Here you need to remember that ECI has enabled the C-Vigil mobile application on the Election Commission internet, that is ECINET. So this was enabled by whom? Election Commission of India. Next, in October, ISRO, they have announced to launch 6.5 ton Bluebird 6 satellite for the advanced communication and scientific research. Who currently serves as the chairman of ISRO? So who is the chairman? V. Narayanan. But you need to remember here that ISRO, they have announced the launch of 6.5 ton weight. This is the weight of this satellite, that is Bluebird. Name is Bluebird 6 satellite. Next, India's gold reserves crossed 880 metric tons by September, marking a historic milestone in RBI reserve management strategy. Question is, name the current governor of RBI who oversees this achievement. So who is the governor? Sanjay Malhotra. And the last question for the day is, students, the Bima Sugam platform, dubbed as India's UPI for insurance, are expected to go live by December. That aims to unify the insurance services under a single digital platform. Question is, what does the UPI in full form of UPI? Chalo, right? So what we are focusing on, the Bima Sugam platform, it is basically UPI for insurance. What is the full form of UPI? Unified Payment Interface. So right option is here is unified. U stands for unify, I for interface, P for payment. So UPI.